Welcome to my home.
Last week I left you off learning how to tile for the very first time, starting with the underlayment and moving towards laying my first tile. And since I only got 4 tiles done last week, this week you're gonna get to see the entire maintenance room finished with trim and the entryway complete with tile.
Now that I have these 4 set, I can do this guy and then work into that room. Okay, I gotta set everything and try my first cut ever.
And first, I have to figure out how to use a tile saw.
All right, it's chipping.
Because last week, this happened.
It snapped right at the end. Really sucks. I mean, I'm still gonna be able to use it on this side. It says it cuts 24-inch tile, but it doesn't look like it friggin' does. Looks like you have to take this off. All right, I feel like I did a good enough job on that. And now I gotta cut this way for the little notch in the door. I don't know why it's chipping so much. Like, that looks quite ugly. I do have some edges that aren't gonna be hidden by trim, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Is that just the way it is? All right, well, that's a problem for another day. Okay. I need to make sure my trim is gonna cover this side because I guess I cut it a little bit short. That sucks. If my trim is 1/2 inch or just slightly over, it'll be okay. Good morning. So yesterday I thought if I left the mortar in the bucket with some water that it wouldn't cure, just like drywall mud, but it cured. That was silly of me, showing all the mistakes. Gosh, is this even worth it? Probably not. Another one bites the dust. This morning, I'm gonna do round 2 of some cutting. So this one is in and set. I'm gonna cut this corner. I was looking up some more tips and tricks on how to cut better than I did yesterday. I'm gonna try painter's tape and I'm gonna try going more slowly. I was probably moving too quick. Never used one before. Also, I think just the size of the tile and the size of like the table that I have on the tile saw just doesn't feel big enough. Like it feels like it's gonna fall over, and I think that's why that tile snapped yesterday. Let's do a round 2. I'm hoping I can extend this. I'm very, very happy I put this piece of wood back here because it's a game changer. I wish there was like a bigger extension for the back of this for large tiles. Now to see if the tape did anything. It's a little bit better. I'm wondering if this type of blade, even though it said it was for porcelain, isn't helping because it's got these ridges along the sides. See how this one doesn't have any of the ridges like this one has? The reason why I didn't use it because it doesn't say for porcelain. So it came with it though. Let's see which blade did better. But yeah, hands down, this blade is better. The one that came with it, not the one that I spent so much money on. That's so annoying.
And I'm just taking a quick moment to dry fit before getting it into place, vacuuming everything up and then putting the mortar down. As I watch this back while editing after right now completing the project, I wish I had taken more time to cut more tiles to size. That way I could get a bunch down at once, but it's all part of that learning process.
Now that I have this base started, I'm gonna work my way into this room. I have my laser set up, shot all the way to this wall. I am super nervous about this cut because I have to come in on this side, in on this side, grind out this piece, and then grind out this. I don't know. I'm worried I'm gonna break the tile, not gonna lie. I think I need to cut this out before I cut the notch out. I'm nervous. I wonder if I can at least like sand this out. I bought this thing. I don't know, I think it's gonna chip it more, but we'll see.
that worked really well. Oh my gosh. Let's see how I did. I am very happy with that.
Time to dry fit the next tile, which is also complicated. This area around the Big O needs to remain accessible in case we need future utilities put into here. And so I'm making the raw cuts right around it.
Oh my goodness. Close. Like a glove. This part is a little bit far back, but that's okay. I did a pretty good job there. Third time's the charm without breaking this guy off.
I am so happy to have the trickiest cuts in the maintenance room complete.
And I'm gonna celebrate with a fun, healthy treat by Grounds, the sponsor of today's video. Grounds is a convenient, comprehensive, formula-packed, fun-sized snack pack that you get to have every day. And it's not just a multivitamin, it's not just greens, and it's not just a prebiotic. It's all of that and then some at a fraction of the price. And bonus, it tastes great. Smells like an apple pie. Cinnamon apple latte, like I feel like I'm treating myself, but I'm treating myself to 100% of my daily vitamin needs and 25% of my daily mineral needs. Those are so good. And the best part is you get to eat a whole pack every day because Grounds can't just fit all the vitamins and minerals into one gummy. Grounds has 20 plus vitamins and minerals and 60 ingredients, which includes nutrient dense and whole foods. And Grounds contains 3 times the daily amount of dietary fiber compared to the leading greens powders. Get up to 52% off Grounds limited edition Granny Smith apple flavor by clicking the link in my description below. And shop now because this delicious fall flavor is sure to run out, just like my drying time on my mortar.
And time to work on the next tricky cut, the drain.
And unfortunately, this goes on the outside of the drain. Oh my. Okay, I'm really happy I was able to cut around it enough in order to get this guy in. Luckily, I did have like some vapor barrier wrapped around, so it was pretty easy to get around the pipe. But this is too high. I have to bring the pipe down lower, which is why I bought this guy. I haven't even used it, but I highly recommend it because how else are you supposed to cut your pipes down when there's concrete? What the? I don't even know what to say right now. I need to get that. Oh my gosh. I just barely see it, but I don't think there's a way to get that. Well, I think I'm gonna need to find like a giant magnet, but I'm not wasting my day on this. I'm gonna try cutting the pipe with my wicker whacker, maybe. Should have flippin' done that from the start. I'm gonna put the drain in now, just set it into place, set it level, just slightly under the tiles, just a hair. That worked out really well. It was so dang close. It's split here. Like, what the heck? Yesterday, I spent the day cutting. Today, I'm gonna install everything. Everything should be fit. Everything should fit. it does not fit. That sucks. I don't even know how I'm gonna get it out now. Well, at least I know we're getting good coverage. It's Monday morning. I now have a full day of work, well, kind of full school day of work. I was just trying to get whatever I could done this weekend. I have to get this piece fixed. I have to get this pipe cut in these small tiles, and I have to cut this tile around the door. What I'm finding to be the most helpful is to kind of batch things as much as I can. Do a dry fit. I tried to dry fit over here. It didn't work, but this one did work. So batching it all makes a lot of sense. And then batching the mortar, getting a bunch down, and rinse and repeat. So this is the part that's like really tricky. How am I supposed to do this? It's just gonna be messy. That's the benefit of having like everything pre-cut and ready to go, is that I could have done this tile at the same time as this, but I didn't have time once this one was set to recut because the day was busy. And then you have all this excess you have to clean up. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Then we go side to side as much as possible. I don't have a ton of wiggle room. That actually went over better than I thought it would.
And my friend came over for a little impromptu visit so she could see the house. But I did have to keep working since the mortar was just freshly mixed and freshly applied. It was so lovely to chat, even though this happens.
I just realized I put this tile in the wrong direction. Wasn't paying attention. There's just no way. I'm not leaving it like this. I'm gonna have to take both tiles out unless I can shove that one over. How do you get this up? Oh, I'm so upset with myself. How do you get it out once it's in? Well, there we go. I feel like I can breathe now. I had to choose an entirely different tile because I didn't have a duplicate of this, but luckily I had a few extras. I have one whole room done. That's really exciting. Good morning. So I am officially on day 7 of tiling, averaging laying 5 tiles a day. The one day all I did was cut, and I'm officially on my last day. I have this corner to do. What I've decided to do here is a transition strip, a little T-strip. Comes up, it's very shallow. It's this gold metal strip that'll cover the LVP and cover the tile to protect the tile's edge. Don't mind the mess. The built-in bench will be going here, which means tile should not go underneath it. And so this tile edge will just be caulked in between the bench and the tile. Technically, this edge is actually the most important to get straight and lined up. This has a little bit of wiggle room. If something chips, it'll be okay, it'll get covered. So these pieces are really important because it's just getting siliconed by the bench, the built-in bench that we're not ready to build yet. It's not the priority. So I want to be really careful when cutting, because when you finish off a tile cut, like 9 times out of 10, it chips at the very end. So apparently a way to combat that is to start cutting the end first and then flip it and then cut through. So we're gonna see if it works. So clean. No one's gonna cut their foot on this now. Last tile. Welcome to my home, my entryway, my maintenance room. Oh my goodness. I wish you could see the real color. It's so much less gray and so much more like brown, goldy colors. Like, what a maintenance room. Holy. So I'm gonna let everything cure overnight and then I can get to grouting. Good morning. It is officially the day that I get to grout. I cannot believe how long tiling took me. Holy crap. I can go ahead and kick the rest of these pieces out. I can reuse these yellow wedges, which is great for the other rooms. And although I was very clean as I was tiling, which I'm proud of, I still have to go around and clean up a few little spots. And I bought this grout cleaner. I mean, it's called a grout cleaner, but I'm gonna clean mortar with it because it is like a diamond blade and it's working rather well. You can see this is where I had one of my leveling pieces and mud like pushed up around here. Most places were pretty good, just where I had those pieces in. The crazy part is after only doing this one room and vacuuming before I sponged it down, this is how filthy the water is. So you don't want any of that getting into your grout, which is why you clean beforehand. And I have a whole other room to do. Okay, time to dry. So I've got myself the Prism grout and a new clean bucket. Apparently this sets really fast, and so I'm actually considering doing one room at a time and just using half of the bag. I'm just worried I'm not gonna be quick enough. From my research, not only do you 45-degree angle your grout float, you also come across the tile like 45 degrees across the line. And I'm a little nervous, yet hopeful. Ooh, it looks so good. I'm so excited about this. Now, I don't want to get any near the drain. That's all gonna be siliconed. Okay, I actually made it through with only one bucket. I finished the whole thing, which I'm surprised about. It did start drying a little bit more by the end. A little bit trickier to work with at that point, but it's done. And this grout has a 10 to 20 minute wait time before you do your first wipe. So I'm gonna quickly clean up this bucket because it's my cleanest bucket and start to wiping the other room because that's already been 10 minutes over there. Light tap and the grout is still coming up on my finger. So I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes and see how it is.
While I wait for it to dry, I'm going to cut my trim for the maintenance room. I've already sanded it and I'm just cutting the rest to size.
I've cut all the wood now. Is this finally ready? Oh, it is, yay. It is now time to shape the grout and wipe off the haze. You do not want a lot of water. And just like light pressure. Oh, that actually looks really good. Ooh. This is kind of fun. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but it's turning out. Maybe I let it dry a bit long. I'm finding certain little clumpies like that. All right, I'm a little disappointed. By the time this room was ready to go, this room had already started drying more quickly. And I think it's because that room, the grout was a little bit more wet than this room when I started applying in this room. And so now things have started hardening and I'm really trying to just get in there, and it's kind of past the point of no return. I'm trying to make it work. It is going over well. It's still kind of soft enough, but I have to apply a lot of pressure, and I'm even having to get in there with my nail or some little tools to try to even out the grout and make it look good. I'm nearly ready to stain these, but this corner is the dang worst. Like, so not good. It's because the electrical comes through here and pushes the plywood out a little bit. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of trickiness and kind of cut it in a weird way.
So a 45-degree bevel, but a 5-degree angle. And it kind of worked.
I sanded this back down to give it a little bit of a curve against the bump in the wall. That actually worked rather well. And I'm not loving this. I'm gonna cut a new piece that extends this way. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than no trim. Everything back here is just in the way to be able to do a full piece. Good morning. It's a new day and we're getting so close. And I just ran out of time cleaning off the haze. I decided to leave it for today, which is probably a mistake because it's probably going to be harder to clean the haze off, which you're supposed to do. My box said 4 hours after curing, and yeah, I didn't do it. So we'll see how today goes. All right, so you can see haze all over the tile. And normally what you're supposed to do, wring out your sponge and pull across and flip and pull across. And after each wipe and flip, you wring your sponge out. So yeah, it's gonna take a bit. Like some spots, I didn't get the grout all the way off. So just a little bit more elbow grease. There are a few spots I want to touch up. You can see these dark lines on the side, not everywhere, but in a decent amount of places, which means the grout is a little too low.
Here's the before.
And here is the after. It looks so good. I'm happy I stained it. I don't know, it just works. I love it. Well, you really can't see them. And the final touches, time to silicone.
I know it's just silicone, but getting to the point where I can silicone the baseboard to the floor and completely finish up the trim in a room and have the flooring done and have the walls in is such a good feeling. A lot of this is going to be covered up by utilities, but regardless, I'm so happy for the parts that you can see, and I think this has got to be one of the best maintenance rooms, but I'm a little biased.
That is officially it. My maintenance room is ready for the hot water tank and the pressure tank to be installed, which is why I started this project. The entryway is ready for when we go to install our bench. The flooring is in, trim will come later, but overall, this was a success. Thank you so much for joining me on the journey of finishing my tile and my maintenance room this week. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like,
and check out Grounds linked in the description below.
and I will see you next week for the next project.